Let's pop this open here. This is an extremely well designed kit. There's definitely inaccuracy issues. If you go over to the Hobby Talk forum, under the science fiction modeling, there are threads devoted specifically to accuratizing and painting this kit alone. That will help you out a lot. I've got a lot of research and reference work to do ahead of me. So the first thing I did with this is paint the entire interior black to help prevent light leak from the LEDs that are going to go inside. The outside was done all black too to help that, and then the whites go on top. A lot of LEDs for this one. I'm figuring probably like 20 or so. I haven't done any actual numbers yet, but there's going to be a lot to do. One of the tricks that I've seen is that if you know the movies, which if you're watching this you probably do, there's a lot of light that comes out of here and just beauty lights that show the whole body off. One of the tricks people do is to mask the interior, paint everything else black, and then put LEDs against here so that you get some shine. Obviously I can't do that because I've already painted it black. Possibly if I sanded it down that would help out. One of the things I don't like about that technique is that it gives a very distinct edge, which light does not do. There should be a fall off. And if I were to go really accurate, then the fall off is something like however many candles per square meter. And if you figure this whole thing is like 300 feet, 400 feet across, then any lights coming out of here for, if that's 70 feet, then you got to figure all the fall off for that, which is going to be far too technical for me. So what I'm thinking about doing, and what I initially planned on doing, we'll see how this experiment works, and that's why this isn't going to be the Enterprise. This is an experiment because I want to practice painting the dish, the saucer rather, and practice with the lights. I'm going to put some LEDs in here, and those tests will be coming up to see exactly how much light I can get coming off of here. I'm hoping that's going to work, because while the original, they cheated when they shot the original for the motion picture because they had mirrors around the body showing off pin lights to exemplify all the spots, but I'm thinking there are some ways around that it can be fully self-lit, especially the way I'm doing this. The only thing I won't be able to do is get light on the tail here for the nacelle. That I would have to sand the inside off, because this is all painted black as well on the interior. If I can even open it, and it's not the tape holding it. Well, maybe it is. There we go. So if you are going to light everything, the whole model pretty much has to be painted black first. There's just no way around that, otherwise you'll get light leak everywhere. So I've already painted all this white over the top, of course, but there isn't going to be any light leaking through this whatsoever. This is basically all there is to it. Got a few spare parts here that are going to fill in the details. So like all these rim windows for the saucer. These actually fit in a very funky way, and because the camera is so far away from the model, I may not be able to show you exactly how this is going to happen. But essentially, this one looks like it'll fit. These are all keyed, or they seem to be keyed, so they won't fit just anywhere. But as you can see with this inner rim, there's only a very small hole here, so what I'm hoping is that these plastic windows, if I put one LED behind it, the plastic is going to help diffuse the light all across the exterior, because if you look at it directly, it's only these, 6 windows right there that have direct access to the back light. So that could be tough. We'll find out as we go. Other people have done it successfully, so I'm not too worried about it. I was way back when thinking I'd do this all with fiber optics, but I have no idea how you would get a window I'm trying to think of the word. Instead of round, it's not square, it's a rectangle. There we go. So I'm trying to figure out how you get a round piece of fiber optic to turn into a rectangle, and I don't know that that ever will work. So rather than doing the fiber optics, I'm just going to go with straight up point LEDs everywhere. One of the things I'm going to have to do additionally if I can get that out of there, is cut away most of this interior here, especially on the top, because there's some lights coming out of that area here that should light up the entire front where the name and number goes. I don't know that that's going to be possible. So what I'm thinking is, if I can put some LEDs in the bridge here, pointing as far forward and straight down as possible, that might cover it. But again, like I say, there's just no way to do that now, so a lot of this is going to have to be cut open entirely. It shouldn't be too bad. It'll be an experiment. I will be required to make some light boxes on the inside because this impulse area here for the crystal is blue. There should probably be some green and red lights around it that'll be flashing. I'll do those with some IC chips. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty much all white lights. So I don't know that there's much else I'm thinking about for this one. It's definitely a monster, as you can see. That's a large pizza right there is what it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting at least the electronics part of this out of the way, because it's been sitting around for, just over 2 years now, I think. 2 years and a couple months. So if I can get the electronics done, seal the hole up, that'll just leave the painting, which I'm pretty much terrified about because it's very detailed and very intensive work. So like I say, this is going to be the practice one, so when I get to the full enterprise, I can do that real sweet. Excuse me. So that's about it for this one. Hopefully the video won't be too much of a problem because it is so large to fit on the table. I mean, looking at the screen now, this is pretty small, but you know, if I put the camera back where it normally sits, then that one saucer right there fills up the entire thing. So we're running on almost 12 minutes now, so I'm going to have to cut this video up into a couple parts, unfortunately. But we'll get to it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So next up on this, you can look forward to some initial LED tests. Catch y'all later.